So welcome to the 23rd session of the Bhagavad Gita classes with technology interludes. Today is the 28th of November, and as usual we are going to start with the review of last class. So let us recite this sloka. You want to recite?
Yadaa yadaa hi dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatman srajamyaham.
Tadatmanam srujamyaham. I guess the last class we covered this sloka where Lord Krishna says that in every avatar that he takes, he takes an avatar whenever there is regress. Yeah, there is a deterioration of the dharma and a growth of adharma. That's when he comes. Now in today's sloka, which is the next sloka, he tells what he does after he comes. So this is the next sloka. This is the 4th chapter and the 8th sloka. So let us try to read it together, okay? I will read it, you try to follow me. And if possible, if you are comfortable, you can read it with me as well. Okay, the sloka is Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam dharma samsthapanardhaya sambhavami yuge yuge.
I know this too.
This is a very popular sloka. This is a
very important sloka also.
Yeah, this is very important.
This is also an important sloka, right?
That's right. So this, I was told that this is the first sloka I learned in my life. Like when I was 1.5 years or 2 years old, I started reciting this sloka. That's what I was told. And I do remember reciting this when I was very small. So this is a very important and popular sloka in the entire Bhagavad Gita. And it means that for the Lord Krishna says, for the protection of the good, for the destruction of the wicked, and for the establishment of righteousness, I am born in every age. So let us look at the individual meanings for the words. Paritranaya. So it means for the deliverance. Tranaya means Tra means what? Putra. In Sanskrit, what does putra mean?
Putra means child or son.
Right. Putra means son. Putra means son. That's right. Putra means son, and putri means
Daughter?
daughter.
Daughter.
So what does tra mean there?
Child.
Any other guesses?
Children. Child.
Well, it can't be child.
See, our word. Sorry, what was that other thing?
Oh,
Experience?
kids?
Experience.
Small people?
So what do children, I mean, what are the children expected to do?
Learn?
See, our language, Sanskrit is very, very, very deep.
Follow the parents.
Okay, good.
Follow
And
their duties.
follow their duties. You're getting close.
Follow their dharma.
Follow the dharma. You're getting really close. And if they do all that, what's going to happen?
They'll be on the path to God.
They'll be on the path to God. And yeah,
Spiritual reality.
reality. Sorry, can you repeat that? Okay. Um, so our,
They'll attain
Oh, I think what Aditi meant was they'll be taken away from God's Maya. Like
yeah, they'll be
see
taken
Maya.
away from God's Maya. That's right. And then what happens to the parents? Uh, because of all that behavior of the children, does anything
Well,
affect the parents?
if the child grows up to be a good person, then the parents are appreciated and vice versa.
Appreciated is that all or anything else?
They feel proud.
They feel happy, they feel proud, and
And
then
they'll be rewarded with lots of punya.
yeah, you're getting close. Punyam, they get punyam. Parents get punyam if the children grow up in a righteous way. So putra means one who saves, one who saves
Oh.
from. Pu stands for Punnama Narakas. Punnama Narakas are hell, the worst kind of hell.
Oh, Narakas is like opposite of
Yeah,
punyam. So
yeah. So tra or three means those who save from the Punnama Narakas. So a son or a daughter is someone who saves a person from the Punnama Narakas. So if the parents grow the children in a righteous way, then the parents are saved from the Punnama Narakas. See, it is so deep. Our language, Sanskrit, is so very deep. Right? So tra means saving. So Paritranaya means for saving or for the deliverance. Sadhunam. Sadhu, I think we came across this word previously in some of the previous sloka.
yeah, I think it meant like
sadhu is a
good or
sage.
happiness.
Yeah, sadhu is a sage. Good. In this case, devotees, sages or devotees or righteous people, yogis. Yes. So that's the word. That's the meaning of sadhunam. Vinashaya. Vinashaya means this also we encountered this word before, right? Vinashaya. Nashaya means destruction. Nashanam.
Oh, like nah.
Nashanam.
Oh, to save from destruction.
Yeah.
So wait, so in this case is be helping or
We
opposite?
helping. We helping. We is helping. So vinasaya means for the destruction or annihilation. And what is the mean?
Would it be wrong if you did it?
It won't be too wrong, but it is part of the it is part of the beauty of the language. So vinashaya. But yeah, you have a good question. Yeah, vinashaya. Just like pro. In English, just because you remove pro, will the meaning change for some other words?
No.
Right? It doesn't. Pro is just adding to the word. But you still say pro, right? So pro and we, all these words, they are the beauty of the language. That's the way language flows. Okay, the next word is cha. What is the meaning of cha?
Also?
Yeah, also, and cha is the um, conjunctive in English language, right? And
Oh,
it joins,
conjunctive.
yeah, conjunctive. It joins two phrases or sentences,
Independent clauses.
independent clauses. So cha is a conjunctive in Sanskrit. It's for and. Dushkrutam. Kritam, you know, right? Kritam,
Yeah.
actions, right? So people who do bad actions, do means bad.
So is it like the opposite?
No, do means bad.
Oh, like dukkam.
Yeah, dukkam, durga. So it means sadness. So dushkrita means those who do bad things, miscreants. Dharma, you already know dharma, duty of the or the principles of the religion.
Yeah.
Samsthapa,
Following duty.
yeah, that's right. Samsthapa ardhaya means, because samsthapa means samsthapana means what? This is a word in Telugu also. Same samsthapana is a word in Telugu also. Same meaning.
Righteous. Oh,
Establish.
same meaning as dharma.
No. Samsthapana means establish. So like you go to India, Hyderabad, or some place in Andhra Pradesh or Telangana, you go to the government buildings, you see there samsthapakulu. That means the person who established. So samsthapana means to establish. Ardhaya means for the sake of. For the ardhaya means for the ardha means actually meaning, but for in this context it means for the sake of.
So for the sake of establishment.
Yeah,
So
for the
to be
sake of.
established.
Yeah, for the sake of establishing. Sambhavami means I do appear. Sambhava means possible. So I become possible, kind of thing. Yuge means Kali Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, Satya Yuga, 4 yugas, right? So Yuge means millennium, or it's roughly translates to millennium, but Yuga, there's no direct translation in English. It simply means the times when the classification of the time, Yuga. Yuge means Yuga after Yuga, millennium after millennium. So that's the meaning. So in the last sloka, Krishna says that he comes to the world, to earth.
When there's a lack of righteousness.
Yeah, when there's lack of righteousness, and the irrighteousness is growing. And in this sloka, he says that after he comes, he protects the good people and destroys the wicked people, and re-establishes the righteousness. That's the action he takes, and this happens in every age, right? So that's the meaning. So one thing you should note is Lord Krishna comes down, the God comes down only in extreme cases. Does he come every time there is a small bad thing that happens, like your friend took away your toy? Does he come down to earth to protect you?
No, then there would be much more than Dashavadara.
Yeah, so he comes down only in extreme cases. So what does it mean? It means that people have to be very tolerant. Just like the God is very tolerant of the bad things, people have to be very tolerant of the bad things happening. See, to describe Lord Rama, they say that Kshamaya Dharitri. To describe Rama, one of the phrases in Sanskrit, the internet is giving issues, causing issues. Anyway, Kshamaya Dharitri means, yeah, I think we are able to hear. Kshamaya Dharitri means, when it comes to forgiveness, Lord Rama can be compared to, who is Dharitri? Yeah, Dharitri means Bhudevi. The earth. Yeah, she bears so much wrongdoing on the earth. There's so much wrongdoing happening on the earth, and she silently bears it. So, Rama is compared to Mother Earth when it comes to forgiveness. So, in both Ramayana and Lord Krishna and Mahabharata, And in all our epics and Puranas and Vedas, they speak of how tolerant our culture is, right? They give Lord Rama, for instance, or Lord Krishna, for instance, gave many chances before actually acting. Right? Rama bore a lot, and similarly, the Pandavas bore a lot before they actually took action. But that is the culture that Hinduism preaches. We should be very tolerant, even if there is something bad going on. We should be very tolerant. We should not get disturbed. We should not act easily, and that's why we like to be like lotus and gold, right? We don't react easily. So that is one very important takeaway from these two slokas. God comes down only in extreme cases and once in a yuga, in a millennium, not again and again. So we should be very tolerant. And uh, cleansing is necessary, right? Cleaning up is always necessary. So to clean up the society, to clean up the people, who do you have?
Yeah, death.
Yeah, God. But until God comes, who is cleaning up the society of the bad people? Yeah, we do it to some extent. And who else?
Good
Parents,
people.
good people, and who else?
Lord Vishnu.
No, much closer to the earth. Who does the cleaning of the society? Like somebody steals something.
Police.
Yeah, the police. So the police is for the people. And how about pest? Like you have some pests, I mean, you have some plants in your backyard, right? Which give you nice tomatoes and okra and all that stuff. And they get infected with pests, right? So what protects you from the pests? What protects the plant from the pests?
Pesticides.
Pesticides, right? Uh,
Ah,
yeah. So cleaning is always necessary. There is always bad going on, and cleaning is always necessary. Otherwise, we cannot sustain. So God ensures that cleaning also happens. But God gets involved for really very big cleaning. He comes down to earth himself for very big cleaning. Until then, for the small cleaning, there is police, there is pesticide, there's a lot of other things. Our culture, so those are all cleansers. Our culture is like our cleanser. Our religion is like our cleanser. Right? You believe in something good. Religion only preaches good. So you believe in your religion, you believe in good, and you will hesitate to do something bad. You'll think, oh, why do I do this? It's not good. So you'll hesitate. So that's a cleanser. So like that, there are many cleansers, and the strongest cleanser is still the religion. Because just like your mom and dad, the religion, you're born with some culture, in some culture.
Right.
So just like your parents, the culture also uh, is with you throughout your life. I mean, through your upbringing, right? So the religion, that's the reason why people fight for religion, because religion is so strong, built into the systems. And it's one of the greatest cleansers. You should use it as a greatest cleanser. Because religion represents God, and God is the greatest cleanser. He cleans. Every yuga, he comes down to clean. Religion can act as a cleanser as well. And we talked in the last two slokas, we talked a lot about, I mean, there's a reference to adharma. In both the cases, the word dharma and adharma are used, right? So, um, so what is the cause for the adharma? So out of the three gunas, what are the causes for adharma? Sattva guna, rajoguna, and tamaguna. What could be causing adharma of the three gunas?
Maybe Tamoguna, because Tamoguna is laziness. And if you're lazy, you don't want to do what you need to do. So it's not
Yeah, that's a very good explanation. So tamoguna causes you to be lazy, and because you people tend to be lazy, they they try to search for shortcuts, and most of the times shortcuts are bad, bad, right? Like you take so people don't want to work hard to earn money. So what they do? They try to steal, they try to cheat, they try to get more money for small things. That is greedy, right? So all these are shortcuts. And all shortcuts, and like many shortcuts, these shortcuts are very bad. So yes, tamoguna is one of the biggest causes for adharma. Can rajoguna also cause adharma?
Right. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's we,
No, rajoguna is action, full of action.
because Rajoguna might be like don't want to do your duty, so you try doing.
No, rajoguna causes over ambitiousness. You are active,
Mm-hmm.
and it can cause you to be overactive. And when you're overactive, you do things.
It doesn't have a spirituality.
It doesn't have what?
Mostly when you're active, you get distracted and you don't reach enlightenment.
Yeah, that's another very good point. When you're active, you don't reach, you cannot meditate, you cannot focus, you cannot, your mind is super active. So it
Full
cannot,
of desire.
yeah, it causes desires. It causes uh, a lot of bad things to happen in your mind if you're overactive. It does not allow you to focus. It does not allow you to meditate. It does not allow you to be in the Brahmi stithy, right? That's a very important side effect of Rajoguna. So Rajoguna can also cause adharma. Okay, can Sattvaguna cause adharma? Sattvaguna is knowledge. It's
And not really.
Sattvaguna cannot cause adharma, right? It's pure knowledge. It's pure bliss. It's godliness. It's divinity, basically. So Sattvaguna cannot cause adharma. Only Rajoguna and Tamoguna cause adharma. See, Rajoguna is good. I mean, it propels you to action, right? All the Kshatriyas, all the rulers are basically Rajoguna. But the problem with Rajoguna is, like Aditi said, you cannot attain enlightenment. See, you take Vishwamitra. He was born into Rajoguna. He is a Kshatriya. He is a ruler, king. He is into Rajoguna. Could he conquer his anger? No. Could he conquer his desire? No. See, it's because he could not conquer his desire. We have all this Mahabharata. The Bharata is from his genes, right?
Right.
So, because he could not conquer his desire. So, Rajoguna causes desire, causes anger, causes a lot of things. So, but Sattva cannot cause any of this adharma. It is pure bliss, it is pure divinity, it is pure knowledge, which cannot fail you. So that's why Rama, Sri Rama, though is born as a king, Rajoguna, though Lord Buddha is born as a king into Rajoguna, they transcended, that means they passed the Rajoguna and attained Sattvaguna, complete Sattvaguna, right? So Sattvaguna cannot cause any adharma. It is pure dharma. So whenever Lord comes to earth and takes an avatar, he induces Sattvaguna.
Doesn't get that much karma.
Yeah, Sattva does not mean that much karma. Yes, that's right. Sattva is more knowledge. And even if there is karma in Sattva guna caused karma, that karma is very divine. That karma is very, uh, it's a blessing to the society. Any action that people with Sattva guna take is for the benefit of the society, right? So Sattva does cause you to act, but those actions are completely, fully controlled and only for the benefit of the society. They cannot cause harm. So whenever God comes down, he establishes Sattva into the people, into the society. He brings back Sattva, right? So that is the most important purpose of God. In this sloka, he does say that dharma samsthapanardhaya, but what it actually, so what this sloka actually implies is that the dharma samsthapana is the primary purpose. Killing the wicked people is secondary purpose. The primary purpose of God is dharma samsthapa. That is why Lord Buddha, he did not kill anyone. He did not, but he distracted. It's true that he distracted some bad things, some bad happening through knowledge, but right. But the primary purpose, particularly of Lord Buddha, is establishing the dharma. Similarly, Lord Rama did kill Ravana, but the primary purpose of the birth of Rama is to establish sattva gunas, to establish dharma. So that is the main purpose. Destruction is only a secondary purpose for the avatars. And the other important thing from these two slokas is not everyone can see, can realize the avatars of the God. See, like Ravana, even till his death, he could not see God in Lord Rama, right? Similarly, Duryodhana, he could not see God in Sri Krishna. He could not recognize that Lord Krishna is none other than the God himself. But Bhishma recognizes.
And Hanuman.
And Hanuman recognizes. Right? So not everyone think of them as avatars. Even today, there are some fools. I would call them fools because they are unfortunately, they don't have the right understanding. Some people think that Lord Rama and Lord Krishna are fictitious. They think that it's, they make jokes of Hanuman, they make jokes of a lot of these avatars. Narasimha, they say a person with this lion's head and all that stuff, they make jokes. They are, even today, after thousands of years of establishing themselves, people are not able to realize that they are gods and not fictitious people. It's so unfortunate, right? So not everyone can see them as avatars, but most of the good people do see them as avatars, do see the value in those avatars. Um, and there is a reason why many people are not able to realize the godliness in these characters. It is because, see, God is what? Does he have a shape?
No.
Does he have a size?
No.
So he is basically infinite, right? So there's no beginning, there's no end, there's no adi madhya anta rahita. That's
what Prahlada tells
yeah,
his father.
yeah. There's no beginning, there's no middle, there's no end to God. He is infinite. And how about for a person like you and me?
There's a shape, a size.
There's the shape, there's the size.
But not for the Atma.
Not for the Atma, but we associate, people who associate themselves with the body, they are finite by their thought.
a limit.
Yeah, they are not infinite, they are finite. And when you cause yourself to be finite, you cannot see the infinite. Right? When you put yourself in this body, you think that this body is you and not the soul. You don't realize that you are actually the soul and not the body. Soul is infinite, like you said. Like God, soul is also infinite. Uh, so that is the reason why when you go to a very learned person, the entire room uh, is there is an energy in the entire room which causes everyone to behave nicely. So that is the reason why the darshan, they say, right? Even visiting great people is really great. Just the darshan of the people, of the holy people, that itself is great. Even the darshan of the gods in the temple. Like you go to Tirupati, you go to Kasi, just the darshan, just the place, it has some strong vibrations.
Like the simplicity, how they say to visit the 7 rivers and you have it's a good omen.
Yeah, 7 rivers, and it is. So the place, that is the reason why the place plays a big role, because it is infinite, but the power spreads from the source. Right? God is infinite, soul is infinite, but the power spreads from the soul, from the source. Right? The power spreads from this body. The soul covers this body, but the center of the soul is the body. Right? So the power spreads from the center. So that is the reason why we visit temples, we have to visit holy people, righteous people, and all that stuff, gurus, and all that. So when a guru comes, like I still remember, I was 4 years old, and they said that Sai Baba came near my home. Uh, we were in a place called Domalgoda, and there was a place called Shivam, pretty close to that. Not pretty close, but somewhat close. So everyone went there. Everyone. There was so much rush because the the very presence of the holy person is auspicious. And same with Chinnajiyar Swami. When Chinnajiyar Swami comes, many people from all over the city congregate to have a visit of that person. Because they have those vibrations, their souls have those vibrations, strong powerful vibrations, which can, you know, the power of wave, right?
Right.
Yeah, you are able to see this meeting is possible because of waves, right? It's all because of waves. Waves have a lot of power, right? Satellite waves, sound waves, all those waves have a lot of power. So the vibrations are nothing but waves, right? So, so vibrations from a personality, they can cause righteousness. Yeah, they can induce righteousness.
It's like a
Sometimes.
rippling effect.
Yeah, it is very subtle though. It does not immediately take effect, but it helps. So that is the reason why visiting temples, particularly the ancient temples, which have been there for thousands of years, those kind of temples, and visiting holy people, they really cause good vibrations. Not just from a distance, but watching from TV is good. But if you can visit that person physically, it's really good. Um, so yeah, so people when they constrain themselves to the body, they become finite in thought, they become finite in their actions, they become finite in every way. They cannot see the infinite God. They cannot realize the infinite God. See, Ravana associated himself only with his body, right? That is the reason why, that is the reason for his lust and all that stuff, desire and all that. Because he associated only with his body. He saw himself only as the body, and he always wanted to please his body. He was finite. He was a great devotee, but still, because of his finite thoughts and finite um, philosophies, he could not see the divine in Lord Rama. So that is also the reason why you should try to associate with the infinite form that you are, the soul, not the finite form. So more about adharma. What are some of the examples of adharma?
Also, Vishwamitra tried to do our dharma.
Yeah, sage Vishwamitra could not control his anger and desire, so that is one cause of adharma. Okay, and what else? Today, what are some of the examples of adharma?
Trying to be like somebody else.
Not always, right? It's not always bad trying to be someone like somebody else.
Right.
You might have this.
Yeah. If, like Lord Rama, we have some duties which Lord Rama also had, right? We have duty to our parents, like Lord Rama had. We have duty towards our family that Lord Rama had. We have a duty to discourage bad things, which Lord Rama had.
And keep our word.
Yeah, keeping our word. So all these things, we can follow him. We can follow Lord Rama. But what is adharma? What are some of the examples of adharma? Think of some of the things that you don't like. Because who are you? You are the soul.
Everything.
You are the soul, right? So if the soul doesn't like something, it means that it is adharma.
Okay. So when people cheat or
Yeah, when people cheat. So according to Swami Shivananda, some of the examples of adharma are arrogance, pride, dishonesty, not telling the truth, then greed, trying to get more and more and more, accumulating more and more and more, and taking possession of something that belongs to others by force.
it sounds like basically like what we covered in another sloka.
Yeah.
Anger, fear, and desire.
Yeah, that's right. So those are all examples of adharma. In general, a guiding principle is force is generally bad. In general, force is always bad. So you try to take something away by force, you try to force somebody to do something. So all that is bad. Force in general is bad. And always action is equal to what does Newton's third law say?
Every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah. So that is the law of physics. But many yugas before that law of physics came into picture, we have in our culture what is called as the law of karma. So karma theory basically is the third law of Newton. So any karma that you do has a equal and opposite reaction. It will come back to you. So you apply, somebody applies force, and it is quite likely that the force can come back to this person. Similarly, somebody steals some property by force, by cheating, by telling lies, by inducing the person to give up something. Yeah, yeah. So somebody else might come and take that money away. Like this, thieves can steal it away. And even in strong countries like United States, where crime is not tolerated that much, there are cases where huge thefts like $200,000 were not solved. So the person who lost $200,000 could not get back those $200,000. Why? Because of the karma. This person who lost the $200,000 just a few months before gained those $200,000 by cheating, by forcing somebody to give up that money. So that is karma. The karma comes back. So that is our, see, even before Newton's third law, the karma, law of karma is there. And see, our culture is really, see, when did the world, as you know, discovered that the world, the earth is round? Do you know the story about that?
Galileo.
Yeah, Galileo. Yeah, Galileo was executed. He was killed because he said that the
Yeah.
earth is round. Till that time, people believed that the earth is flat.
But we learned in Bhagavad Gita that
And
people thought it was round.
not only in Bhagavad Gita, long back, Bhagavad Gita is Lord Krishna. But even during the time of Matsya Kurma Varaha, the third avatar of God, Varaha avatar.
Oh, right. Because
Yeah.
it's 3D so that he can hold it.
Yeah. So at that time itself, our culture knew, our books knew, our Vedas knew that the world is round. So that is the power of our, and if possible, in one of the classes, next classes, I will try to cover our knowledge, all the scriptures that our Hindu culture has, at least most of the important scriptures that our Hindu culture has. It covers everything that you have today. All the modern science and the roots are all there. So we'll try to see that in one of the future classes. Okay, so, okay, let us do a review. We have been talking a lot, but we have not been reviewing stuff, right? So let us do a review. Okay, so this is a quiz, review quiz, right? So you have to tell me the answer. What analytical skill does Samkhya Yoga teach you to realize who you are?
Gives you the base. Sankhya means counting, and counting is the base of math, and the base of you is your soul, and your soul is who you are.
Yeah, that's right. The main Samkhya Yoga is the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and it is the essence of Gita, right? So the fundamental analytical principle that this chapter teaches us is that you have to see your soul as separate from your body. And it gives us the wisdom to identify ourselves with the body or the soul?
So,
The soul. See? So that's a very fundamental analytical skill that people need to master. Unfortunately, they don't master it. All the time they think about, they associate themselves with the body. But the reality is that the person is not the body, but the soul, which is infinite. So the second chapter, Sankhya Yoga, teaches us that fundamental analytical skill. Okay, and the next question is, how is a goal different from result? And which one should you pursue?
goal is different from a result because, well, because a result is something that might not belong to you, but a goal. It's not in your head. You can't use it all the time.
Yeah, that's a very good answer. You cannot choose the result, but you can choose the goal. So, so which one should you pursue?
Goal.
Yeah. So, yeah, we should not associate ourselves with the result, but we should pursue the goal. Right? And this is the essence of Karma Yoga, the third chapter. Right? So this is another analytical skills. Many people do not see goal as different from result. They confuse between goals and results. They have the result in mind and work with the result in mind. But actually, they should have the goal in mind and work towards the goal, not towards the result.
In school, they tell us to begin with the end in mind.
Yeah.
Does that mean begin
Goal.
with the goal in mind or begin with the results in mind?
And to us, I mean, the Western culture is a little different. Our culture is much, much deeper. So Western culture asks you to be passionate, asks you to be active, overactive is also fine, all those things, right? But our culture, the Eastern culture is a little different. Our culture, passion is not good. Passion is Rajoguna. You should not do actions because of Rajoguna. You should do actions because of Sattva Guna, because of knowledge, because of the desire to do good to the society. So, but you don't have to tell this. It's very hard to convince millions of people or billions of people. There are billions of people who do not believe these things. So they will learn slowly. They may learn. Some people like Steve Jobs, like Michael Jackson, they wanted to learn early on. So they went to India. They practiced our Dharma. They went to Satya Sai Baba and they did a lot of things. So they will realize with time, but you don't, because they don't like it. Many people don't like when you try to teach them what you believe in. So let them learn by themselves. But in your mind, at least, remember that the ends for you are the goal, not the result. They may think that it is a result. That's okay. You don't have to tell them also. If they are in a listening mood, you can tell them. But not many people are in a listening mode. So you just have to tell it to yourself. So you should be pursuing the goals and not the result. Okay, and how is the world we live in different from Brahmi city? So how is this world that we live in different from Brahmi city? You remember Brahmi city, right? What is Brahmi city?
The steady state.
Yeah, the steady state.
Yeah.
What is that steady state?
It's
Having
when
like
you're
knowledge.
right. Not
Liking
being
this,
too much in
like this,
Sukham
liking
or Dukkam.
liking this as much as that.
Yeah, that is the important thing. So swing between the extremes. Brahmi sthiti is the state when you are not pulled by the extremes, one extreme and the other extreme. You are not in a swing. So that is the Brahmi sthiti. And you can also think of it as enlightenment, right? So how is the world that we live in different from Brahmi sthiti?
So, well, Brahmi sthiti is when you're steady and you're not affected by anything. But in the world, we're affected by many things. Like if
Someone steals.
Yeah, that's
something.
right. We keep getting affected for very small things because we identify ourselves with the body and not the soul. And do you remember the example I gave you for this? There's an example.
The shoe, the cobbler.
Cobbler, not so much. There's an example I gave you.
Oh, in the Jataka tells, Buddha was
Oh yeah, and the Jataka
because even when the angry parent came and talked to him, he didn't respond in a harsh or
Yeah,
angry way.
that is a good example.
Or,
That's right. That's a good example.
When the dad was on the bed when he was gonna die.
Yeah.
When
Yeah, so he was also not in a Brahmi sthiti, so he did not go to the God. That's another example. But the analogy I gave you, like um, Brahmi sthiti is like,
Pendulum.
no,
pendulum,
pendulum swings.
Oh.
Brahmi sthiti is when you don't swing.
it's opposite.
It's the opposite. What is the example?
sun, windy.
Like the sleep and wakefulness, right? So Brahmi Sthiti is like the wakefulness. This material world that you're living in is like sleep. In a dream. In a dream, you feel all the pains and pleasures and all that stuff. But when you wake up from your sleep, it's all gone. And it was all imaginary. Same thing with the Brahmi Sthiti. When you go into Brahmi Sthiti, it's actually like waking up from sleep. You don't feel the pain and pleasure of the sleep anymore, the dream anymore, right? And it comes from the word Brahman. Brahman means what? Man
Man
means
means mind.
mind. Brah means Brahmanda. What does Brahmanda mean?
I think it was
Losing your consciousness and bliss. Lord.
No, Brahmanda means universe. Anda means egg. Brahma means expanding. Brah means expanding.
Expanding mind.
So Brahmanda means expanding egg. Why is it called egg? Because we are all born out of it, born from the universe. It's like the egg for all of us. And Brahman means expanding mind. So Brahmi Sthiti is basically when your mind is ever expanding, like your soul. It attaches with your soul and it is all the time expanding. Right? So this is the third analytical skill. What is the analytical skill that you what is analytical skill? Analytical skill means
The skill that helps you realize or understand.
realize or understand. A better word is differentiate, discern.
Different.
Yeah, discern. The exact is the more suited word is discern, but you may not have heard that word before, so it roughly translates to differentiate. So in the first question, the answer to the first question, we differentiate between what are the two things?
We differentiate body and soul.
Right,
Yeah.
we differentiate. That is the key analytical skill that we learn from chapter 2. And the second, in the second question, what do we differentiate from? Goal and result, right? And in the third, what do we differentiate ourselves? Differentiate?
Sleep and awake or Brahmi Sthiti and not.
Right, that's right. See how analytical our knowledge is. Okay, and soul knows where to go based on its accumulated impressions, right?
Right.
How are you born in the next life?
Based
Based
on what
on
you want in this
past lives,
Yeah.
right? So soul knows where to go based on its accumulated impressions. So what happens when it does not accumulate any impressions?
Bhavadrashini.
Bhavadrashini, that's right. So it reaches God.
Yeah.
No rebirth, right?
In this one, we're different. In question 4, we're differing between what happens when you have good impressions and what happens when you have bad impressions, right?
Yeah, this is the culmination of all the three. If you are able to analyze the soul and the body and associate yourself with the soul, if you are able to realize the difference between goal and result and associate yourself with the goal and not the result, and if you associate yourself with Brahmi Sthiti and not the material world, then you will not accumulate any impressions. You will not, there is nothing strong that get attached to your soul. You're free of all impressions. And when you're free of all impressions, then you reach God. So, when you're small, when you were very small, somebody stole your toy, what would you do?
Cry.
Now you're now 8 years or 9 years or whatever years old, right? So now if somebody steals your toy, the same small toy, what will you do?
Probably not cry as much.
Right, probably not cry as much. So what is happening with age in you?
We're becoming more.
Mature. In the Western world, they call it mature. But according, we become what?
We become more closer to Brahmi.
Yeah, we get closer and closer to the Brahmi stithy, right? Some people remember the learning rate. Did we talk about learning rate in machine learning? Uh, the bigger the learning rate,
No, but we did talk about how we're not. I mean, we should start learning good things from when we're really little, so that it makes an impact. Because as like we just learned that another reason we should start older is because we um, we as we grow, then we start to get more mature. So if we start at a very old age, there won't be enough time to actually become mature.
okay, I'll show you something. Um, oh man, did I lose it? Yeah. Okay, let me show this to you. So you remember the loss function, right, in machine learning?
Yeah.
So a loss function, when you plot it as a curve, you know what plotting means, right? Like the weight and you're making a graph. So when you plot the loss function, it it may not look like this, but you can make it look like this. Even if it doesn't look like exactly like this, you can come up with a function which is close to the loss function, which looks like this. This is called a convex function. It's like a convex shape, right? This, if you look at this, it's like an eyeball kind of thing, right? From this side. So that is called convexity. In mathematics, it's called convexity. So in so we typically choose loss functions which are convex in nature, like this. And the goal, why do we choose a function which is convex for the loss function? Can you guess?
So that um,
Okay, what do we do with the loss function?
we make well, we give somebody a punishment so that they realize their mistake and they try to get better.
Yeah. So our goal is to
Make them better
how, in terms of loss function, what are you doing?
by giving them a punishment.
What happens to loss function each time?
It might get worse.
Loss function gets worse. So in the first step, right, you have the discriminator, the generator, and the discriminator, right?
Right.
So the first time, the loss function is huge or small.
The first time the loss function should be bigger, so
Yeah, it is big. It is huge, right? So as you proceed, the loss function becomes smaller or larger?
smaller because there's more
Smaller.
less to correct.
So our goal is in each iteration, our goal is to
Our goal is to make it smaller.
make the loss function smaller. So that means when in the best case, the loss function should be
0.
if it is not possible to make it 0.
Like 1, 5.
No, in terms of what is the English word to say?
Less.
Less?
Wait.
Is it less or?
The loss function should be more.
Should be more? The best case. when the iterations all improve and when
Okay, then it should be very less.
very less. What is the English word for very less? It should be least, minima. So when you study calculus, you will study about how to find the minima of a function. But we'll not look at all that stuff now. But we will see. So, when in the ideal case, what should be the value of the loss function in this curve? Where should the loss function be? At the start, it is 8.
So
at the start, this one.
The loss.
Yeah, it is the minimum. So this is the minimum point. Do you see that? So this is the minimum value of the loss function. As you go this side or this side, it goes up. So the goal of machine learning is to find this point.
We want stithy.
Yeah.
It's in the center.
Yeah. So it is like the Brahmi stithy for the machine learning program. So we want to find this point, which is also called as a minima for this function. We start with this and slowly we have to come here, right? The loss function should be here, and for the best case, the loss function should be somewhere here. And how do we change? How do we come up with different loss function each time? By changing the weights. Good, you remember. So the weights are basically parameters. Right? So we keep on changing weights such that the loss function goes down and down and down. And should we take big jumps to reach here or small jumps to reach here?
Well, as you start, since we're having more loss functions, we start with big jumps.
Yeah, we first start with big jumps, and as we get closer to the point, we take smaller jumps. That's right. But there's something called learning rate. So this is, we can set the learning rate. For a machine learning algorithm, you can set the learning rate. So you can either take big strides from this point to this point or smaller strides. Now let us see the advantages and disadvantages of taking smaller strides and bigger strides. Now suppose let us take a very small stride of point 0.1. So can you tell me how many steps, how many rounds, iterations does the algorithm have to take to reach here? Can you, just any guess?
80.
Good, okay, let us see. 80. So you see this, right? So the loss function decreases based on the learning rate. If you learn faster, you will reach the minima quickly. But what is the problem in learning too fast?
Because you might skip step.
Exactly. There is a risk. We'll see that. See, if it is 0.1, you said the guess that you had was 80 steps, right?
Right.
Okay, let us see. So first step, you're able to see that the point move.
Yeah.
Second step, third step, fourth step, fifth step. Let us see how many steps does it take. See, do you see the steps keeps getting shorter and shorter as it goes? So
Cut in the middle.
can you repeat it? The network is, we have a problem with internet today. You're able to hear us?
Yeah, the call ended in the middle.
Yeah. So for 0.1 learning rate, so we can think that we said 80. No, it is still not there. There you go. The model has reached minimum loss. So in 82 steps, pretty close. Your guess was pretty good. So in 82 steps, it reached minimum loss when the learning rate is 0.1. Now let us take 1. Let us make it 1. which is much faster, 10 times faster than the before.
Right. So then it should
Now,
be around 8 steps.
okay, let us see now. Okay, let us look at the steps. First step.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh, that's really far.
let me explain it. Okay, let us reset. Reset. Okay, let us look at the steps. So first step is here.
Oh.
Second step, there. Third step, fourth step, fifth step, sixth step, there. 6 steps. You reach the minima in 6 steps. Now suppose the learning rate is maximum 4. Why can't we use this?
It'll go right past the millennium.
Right. So when you do the first step, what happens? The point is here, out of the loss function. Next step, the point is here. So from here, it has jumped to here without touching the minima.
Right.
So that is the reason why learning rate should be average, should not be big, oh man,
Or small.
big nor small. Right? You get that? There is something on the chat window. Okay. Okay, we are out of time now. It is 4:37. So in fact, there is a sloka in Bhagavad Gita which talks about this behavior. So Lord Krishna says that we'll cover that sloka also, but much after, not immediately. So Lord Krishna says that we should always take the middle approach. We should not swing. We should not take the extreme approaches. We should always take a median approach, middle approach, right? So that is what we saw in machine learning today, right? The loss function, how the loss function changes with the learning rate. So each iteration, the weights or the parameters change, and the loss function changes also with the parameters, right? Our goal is to minimize the loss function. Okay. Okay. We covered Bhagavad Gita, we covered machine learning. So let's end the class with our prayer. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya Om Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Sammangala
Samasta sammangalani santu.